ఎందుకండి ఈ రోజుల్లో రిలేషన్షిప్స్ ఇంత కాంప్లెక్స్గా తయారవుతున్నాయి?
ప్రతి ఒక్కరు నీలో ఉన్న ఫాల్స్ని ఇండైరెక్ట్గా చూపిస్తున్నారు. నీకు అది ఒక ఇన్సల్ట్ లాగా ఫీల్ అవుతున్నావు, అందుకే యు ఆర్ ఫీలింగ్ వై దిస్ పర్సన్ ఈస్ హర్టింగ్. రిలేషన్షిప్ ఈజ్ అ స్కిల్ అండి. ఉమెన్ ఆర్ మోర్ ఎమోషనల్ బీయింగ్ దెన్ ఫిజికల్ అండ్ మెన్ ఈజ్ మోర్ ఫిజికల్ బీయింగ్ దెన్ ఎమోషనల్. 90% ఆఫ్ ద ఫైట్స్ హ్యాపెన్స్ బిట్వీన్ దెమ్ బికాస్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ అన్ఫుల్ఫిల్మెంట్ ఆఫ్ ఎమోషనల్ ఆస్పెక్ట్ ఫర్ అ ఉమెన్ and physical aspect for a man. If I ask you how many times you appreciated yourself, some of the people don't even remember. How did you treated that one mistake you did? How many years you've been punishing yourself? I punished myself from so many years for some of the mistakes. I can tell you one of the incident which is very close. My first wife has passed away in a train accident. We both supposed to travel together and I kept blaming myself for 8 years in the guilt.
That you didn't go with her, na?
Yeah. But see how self-critical we become with the one single incident. Every parent is a role model for their kids. They are modeling you. If you truly want to change your kid, first change yourself.
మీ దగ్గరికి వచ్చే వాళ్ళలో ఎంతమంది రిలేషన్షిప్స్ ఇష్యూ మీద హీలింగ్ కోసం వస్తారు? ఎంత పర్సెంటేజ్?
70% is relationship. I feel every session is a tears of joy.
హలో హాయ్ ఫ్రెండ్స్, వెల్కమ్ టు ప్రేమ ది జర్నలిస్ట్ యూట్యూబ్ ఛానల్. మీ అందరికీ చాలా 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 బిగ్ థ్యాంక్స్ ఫర్ ఫాలోయింగ్ మై ఛానల్ అండ్ అప్రిషియేటింగ్ మై కాంటెంట్. అండ్ ఇప్పటికే చాలామంది సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేశారు, బట్ స్టిల్ ఇన్ కేస్ యూ హ్యావెంట్ స్టిల్ సబ్స్క్రైబ్డ్, ప్లీజ్ డూ సబ్స్క్రైబ్ టు మై ఛానల్ అండ్ క్లిక్ ఆన్ ద బెల్ ఐకన్ టు గెట్ నోటిఫికేషన్స్ టు కన్జ్యూమ్ ఇంట్రీగింగ్, ఇంపాక్ట్ఫుల్ అండ్ ఇన్స్పైరింగ్ కాంటెంట్ ఫ్రమ్ మై ఛానల్. ఇప్పటికే దేశ విదేశాల్లో ఎంతోమంది నా ఛానల్ ఫాలో అవుతున్నారు, నాట్ జస్ట్ ఇన్ ఇండియా బట్ ఆల్సో అక్రాస్ ది గ్లోబ్. అండ్ ఐఎమ్ వెరీ 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 థ్యాంక్ఫుల్ టు యూ. కంటిన్యూ ప్యాట్రనైజింగ్ అండ్ కంటిన్యూ ఫాలోయింగ్ మై ఛానల్. And in case you wish to sponsor my channel or collaborate with my channel, please do shoot a mail over here. Thank you so much. ప్రస్తుతం మనం ఉంటున్న సమాజంలో ఎంతో మందికి ఎన్నో శారీరక మానసిక సమస్యలు ఉన్నాయన్నమాట. అంటే గత ఒక 2 దశాబ్దాలుగా చూసుకుంటే ఇది మరీ ఎక్కువైపోయింది. చిన్న పిల్లల దగ్గర నుండి పెద్దవాళ్ళ వరకు వయసుతో సంబంధం లేకుండా ప్రతి ఒక్కళ్ళు దే ఆర్ గోయింగ్ త్రూ సమ్ నాన్సెన్స్ ఇన్ దేర్ లైఫ్స్. అండ్ అది ఎట్లా ట్రాన్స్ఫార్మ్ అయిపోతుందంటే ఇట్ ఈస్ ట్రాన్స్లేటింగ్ ఇన్ టు హెల్త్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్, ఇమోషనల్ టర్మాయిల్ అండ్ లాట్ ఆఫ్ అదర్ రిలేటెడ్ ఇష్యూస్. దీనివల్ల సఫరింగ్ ఎక్కువైపోతుంది. ప్రతి ఒక్కరు దే ఆర్ రన్నింగ్ టు డాక్టర్స్, థెరపిస్ట్, సైకియాట్రిస్ట్, ఇలాగే జరుగుతోంది. అండ్ సోషల్ మీడియాలో ఉన్న ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఎంత ఉందంటే సమ్టైమ్స్ ఇట్ ఈస్ మిస్లీడింగ్, సమ్టైమ్స్ ఇట్ ఈస్ కంప్లీట్లీ రాంగ్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్. ఇవన్నిటికి కూడా యునో వీఆర్ గెటింగ్ అట్రాక్టెడ్. But there are very good wellness and life coaches who give us a direction. So వాళ్ళలో ఒకరు ఈరోజు నాతో ఉన్నారు, డాక్టర్ అరవింద్ పద్మరాజు. యాక్చువల్లీ ఐ హ్యావ్ నోన్ హిమ్ ఫర్ ఇయర్స్. నాకు చాలా కాలంగా వారు తెలుసు. అండ్ హీ హిమ్సెల్ఫ్ వెంట్ త్రూ లాట్ ఆఫ్ టర్మాయిల్ ఇన్ హిజ్ ఓన్ పర్సనల్ లైఫ్. అందులోంచి బయటపడి తను ట్రాన్స్ఫార్మ్ అయ్యి ఎంతోమంది జీవితాలను ట్రాన్స్ఫార్మ్ చేయాలి అన్న ఒక సంకల్పంతో హీ స్టార్టెడ్ హ్యాబ్ఫిట్ అండ్ Super Fit Families movement. He is a healer, he's a life coach, he's a wellness coach, and he's here to heal all of us. So let's talk to Dr. Aravind Padmaraju on my channel, PremaTheJournalist. Hi Aravind.
Hi Prema.
How are you?
I'm great.
చాలా సందర్భాల్లో మనము ఆ రిలేషన్షిప్స్ వెదర్ విత్ ద పేరెంట్స్ ఆర్ ఇన్లాస్ ఆర్ స్పౌస్ ఆర్ కిడ్స్ ఆర్ ఎక్స్టెండెడ్ ఫ్యామిలీ, ఫ్రెండ్స్, ఎవరితో అయినా సరే, ఎందుకండి ఈ రోజుల్లో రిలేషన్షిప్స్ ఇంత కాంప్లెక్స్గా తయారవుతున్నాయి? ఎందుకు నోబడీ ఈజ్ అప్రిషియేటింగ్ ద రిలేషన్స్ దట్ దే హ్యావ్? వై ఆర్ దే నాట్ హ్యాపీ? వై ఈస్ దే సో మచ్ ఆఫ్ అన్హ్యాపీనెస్ అరౌండ్ అస్? ఎందుకు? రీజన్ ఏంటి?
One of the biggest reason is that person is deeply disconnected with himself. That is a core problem, nothing else. Every person in your relation is showing the mirror. You did not process it, you did not accept it.
Okay.
అంటే ప్రతి ఒక్కరు నీలో ఉన్న ఫాల్స్ని ఇండైరెక్ట్గా చూపిస్తున్నారు. అది నీకు అది ఒక ఇన్సల్ట్ లాగా ఫీల్ అవుతున్నావు, అందుకే యు ఆర్ ఫీలింగ్ వై దిస్ పర్సన్ ఈస్ హర్టింగ్. ద హర్ట్ కెన్ హ్యాపెన్ ద థింగ్స్ విచ్ యు నాట్ మేడ్ హ్యాపీనెస్ విత్, విచ్ యు నాట్ ప్రాసెస్డ్ విత్, విచ్ యు నాట్ హీల్డ్ విత్. ఐ విల్ గివ్ యూ one simple example. Every single time I have a fight with my wife, Earlier, I used to react. Why you are behaving like this? My ego used to come in the first point. But the moment I understood everything is my own attraction, everything is my own reflection, I started observing every fight as a third person.
Okay.
When you are a third person, ego is not there.
Correct.
Your self thing is not there. Then I started observing why, first of all, that trigger came. Without me triggering some kind of emotion in her, other person will not fight with you. The moment I was able to identify if my mistake is there, I went and started saying sorry. And if her mistake was there, I was able to communicate properly. The moment that happened, my relationship started growing.
బట్ సమ్ టైమ్స్ అలా జరగదు కదా.
Yeah.
సమ్ టైమ్స్ మనం కామ్గా ఉన్నా కూడా మన మీదకి వచ్చి పడతాయి కొన్ని.
Yes.
మనం కామ్గా ఉన్నా కూడా మన తోటి వాళ్ళు, మనకు తెలిసిన వాళ్ళు మనల్ని హారబుల్ వర్డ్స్ యూజ్ చేస్తారు, మనల్ని ఇన్సల్ట్ చేస్తారు, హ్యూమిలియేట్ చేస్తారు, గొడవ పెట్టుకుంటారు. అలాంటి సందర్భాల్లో ఏం చేయాలి మరి?
What we need to do is first, what is actually hurting you? Because clarity ఉండదు. A clarity could be something past experience లో a particular experience జరిగి ఉండొచ్చు. దానివల్ల నువ్వు what you have felt is why other person is not understanding me, why I am not feeling worthy because of that other person. All these emotions, unhealed emotions from the past, when this person is saying, your reaction is because of that wound which is coming from the past. For example, నాకు నా చేయి కట్ అయిందండి. కట్ అయినప్పుడు I will be able to touch everywhere. The pain would be there on that part. But I did not treat this. It becomes like అంటే మా చీము అంతా పట్టేసి ఫుల్ స్వాలోన్ అయిపోయింది. Even a feather comes and touches. Do you feel the pain?
Yeah.
Same thing with the emotions as well.
Okay.
నేను మీకు చూపించింది యాంగ్రీ, కానీ ఆ పర్టికులర్ సిచ్యువేషన్ ఉంది చూసారా, అది యాక్చువల్లీ మీరు ఫీల్ అవుతుంది ఎప్పుడో మీ చిన్నప్పుడు జరిగిన మీ పేరెంట్స్ చూపించింది. అది వూండ్ అయ్యి యు ఆర్ ఏబుల్ టు డూ దాట్. ద సెకండ్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ థింగ్ ఈజ్ రిలేషన్షిప్ ఈజ్ అ స్కిల్ అండి. This I only came to know after I learned from my mentor. Because men and women are two different beings. They're not the same. Men wants to treat a wife like how he was, and the woman wants to expect men has to behave like how she was. This is where 90% conflict comes.
Correct.
If you're able to understand both of our language, you can make happiness and beautiful love and relationship with everyone. By any chance, if you both are not matching, at least you get a peace from moving forward with that relation and you find the right person in your life. So simply to say, women are more emotional being than physical.
Right.
And men is more physical being than emotional.
Right.
And women always complains that my husband is not emotional with me, he is not giving me emotional support. And men always supports, he is not giving me a physical intimacy, she is not giving me a physical intimacy. But both have to support each other's requirement. When you give first that, automatically that beautiful relationship happens. This was the biggest mistake even I am learning right now in my relationship. I always used to complain, why is that? But after I understood this skill, then I understood where I was doing a mistake. 90% of the fights happens between them because of this unfulfillment of emotional aspect for a woman and physical aspect for a man.
మరి రిలేషన్షిప్స్ని ఎట్లాంటి నర్చర్ చేయటం? ఎందుకంటే ఇప్పుడు మీరు అన్నారు, ఓకే నేను ఒక ఉమెన్గా నా స్ట్రెంగ్స్ ఇవి, నా వీక్నెసెస్ ఇవి, ఒక మ్యాన్గా అతని స్ట్రెంగ్స్ అవి, వీక్నెసెస్ ఇవి, అంటే దట్ ఇస్ హౌ దే ఆర్ బిల్ట్ ఆల్సో. డిఎన్ఏ కూడా అలాగే ఉంటుంది.
100%.
అది అర్థం చేసుకొని యాక్సెప్ట్ చేసుకొని రిలేషన్షిప్స్ నర్చర్ చేయటం అన్నది ఒక స్కిల్. హౌ డు యూ డెవలప్ దట్ స్కిల్? హౌ డు యూ గార్నర్ ఇట్?
One strong source of energy for everything is, there are three things are very important. Any relationship to be successful. The first and foremost thing, relationship is all depends on what is the relationship you had with your mom and dad. That's a source of energy. Source.
Okay.
If that source is have lot of conflicts, the same conflict you attract in your partner as well. If you actually observe, a lot of people, again, the life is all about awareness and understanding yourself. You will find every answer. Okay. And there is a beautiful things I also learned from the mentor is, don't try to solve. Every answer is within you. You need to sit with yourself, identify, be in that calm state to ask yourself honestly, listen that honest answer what your body is saying.
Correct.
The same thing, whenever you are disconnected with your mom and dad, you will be disconnected in your relationship as well.
Okay.
90% of the problem, even because of all that past memories, somewhere other way, I used to feel that they have not given what I supposed to get. And I've disconnected with them. And we don't even have a time to even talk to the parents. We don't even have a time to even say I love you to them, say sorry to them. Tell me how many of you here truly said sorry to your dad and mom for a one hurt which you did to them.
Right.
So this is what
nobody does that.
Nobody does that. And I'm telling you, most of my relationship people who comes for the relationship, the first thing I fix is connecting with their mom and dad and talk to them, start feeling that energy back in their life. Automatically they see the shift in their life. And there are multiple other aspects, but this is the foundation.
Yeah.
If this foundation, the more and more you're creating a distance with your parents, you feel that unavailability and that lack of a love, that disconnection in your relationship as well. Because your mom and dad, whatever today we are here, that energy is always there. And if you actually observe all the complaints, whatever you had with your dad, all the complaints which you had with your mom, whoever had a prominence in your life, the same complaints you will see in the partner as well. And the strong foundation, as I told you again, everything is energy. What energy you are vibrating with, the same energy. What complaints you did not process, the same complaints are repeating in the relationships. So this is what I learned. It was a biggest high moment for me.
Wonderful.
I never used to talk to my mom because of, we will say that I'm busy with my life.
Right.
I'm busy with everything. We are in the rat race of proving someone else. And that was a biggest high moment. But by the time I realized, my dad was not there. So the first time when I realized, I met him, and that was the last time I met him as well. But I could at least able to feel him with the full heart first time. Because we create, even though your mom and dad, we create a lot of walls between them.
Right.
Even though you're talking outside, but internally there are a lot of emotions you're holding. Why he did that time like this? Even though outside you're saying, deep within you feeling that disconnection with them.
చాలా సందర్భాల్లో మనము రిలేషన్షిప్స్ ని వి టేక్ ఇట్ ఫర్ గ్రాంటెడ్.
100%.
అమ్మే కదా, నాన్నే కదా, ఎవరి కోసం చేస్తారు? వాళ్ళ డ్యూటీ కదా అది. వాళ్ళు జన్మిచ్చిందే దానికోసం కదా. అలాగే స్పౌజే కదా, హీ సపోజ్ టు డూ దిస్, షీ సపోజ్ టు బి లైక్ దిస్ అని ఒక టేకెన్ ఫర్ గ్రాంటెడ్ యాటిట్యూడ్ వల్ల కూడా
100%
డెవలప్ అవుతాయి.
There is one strong thing. When this misses, all problems happens in your life. When you're not grateful for the life what you have, when you're not grateful for the money what you have, you're grateful for your mother and dad and your spouse and yourself, that's where the disconnection happening with yourself. The third, once you fix connection with your mom and dad, the next connection you have to make with yourself. The 90% of the people who are going through the relationship problem, deeply disconnected with themselves. They don't love themselves. They are unhappy with themselves. They are very self-critical with themselves. They are abusing themselves. And they are thinking that they are seeking whatever they want to seek within from outside people. And even outside people are giving, you're not feeling it, you're not happy because internally there is nothing. When love is not there internally, how do you feel outside love? So this is what I do a process. Any relationship problem comes, I do some of the experience called rebirth exercise. In the rebirth exercise, we do connect with deeply with your mom and dad. First time in your life, say sorry for every single hurt you did to them and be really grateful. In their capacity, వాళ్ళు even నీకు పెయిన్ క్రియేట్ చేస్తున్నా, you don't know what is the life they were going through when they said no to you. But they sacrificed a whole life to become who you are today. But are you really truly grateful from the deep within? Even they beaten you, how much negative experience they given you. If they should have thought, I don't want, you are not here in this today's world. But are you grateful for that? The amazing sacrifice they did for whole life. So this is what deeply, I use the same Ho'oponopono to deeply reconnect with them. And people literally cries like a baby. Because of everyone deeply disconnected with their parents. And the second activity is with yourself. If I ask you how many times you appreciated yourself, some of the people don't even remember. How did you treated that one mistake you did? How many years you've been punishing yourself? I punished myself from so many years for some of the mistakes. I can tell you one of the incident which is very close. My first wife has passed away in a train accident. We both supposed to travel together. And I kept blaming myself for 8 years in the guilt.
That you didn't go with her, ana?
Yeah. Because of me only.
అంటే మీరు ఉండుంటే ఆవిడ బతికేదేమో అని మీ.
I was living in this life for almost like 8 years. Once the healing came in, my mentor told one, birth and death is in no one hand. Even if you are there, same thing should have happened. But see how self-critical we become with the one single incident. And that is a starting point of deeply disconnecting with my parents, myself. I kept on proving something else. And I kept on going behind the money. And nothing has given me a satisfaction. And finally, one day, I told you, right? Everything is interrelated. Because of that guilt, I did multiple mistakes in my money. It given me deep points. I went into a deep depression. The whole cycle when I did, I'm truly bleed. First time ever I said to my wife, thank you for being in my life. I literally wrote a letter to her that whatever mistakes I did. And I felt her in one of the deep meditations. She said, okay, stop punishing yourself.
There is a lot of toxicity. మనం
Yes.
అది అగ్రి చేయాలి.
100%.
There are people who are really toxic.
Yes.
అలాంటి టాక్సిక్ పీపుల్ when they keep on attacking you, they keep on insulting you, or గొడవ పెట్టుకోవడానికి ఇట్లా కయ్యానికి కాలు దూతారంటారు కదా, అలాంటి వాళ్ళు ఉన్నప్పుడు
Yeah.
హౌ డు వి సేవ్, అంటే హౌ డు వి మెయింటైన్ దట్ శానిటీ?
Yeah.
మనల్ని మనం కామ్గా ఎట్లా పెట్టుకోగలుగుతాము?
Yes.
ఎట్లా ఇందులోంచి బయటపడాలి?
Yeah.
ఎట్లా ఆ మనిషిని ఫర్గివ్ చేయగలుగుతాము? ఆ మనిషితో టర్మ్స్ మళ్ళీ సెట్ అయ్యేలాగా ఎలా చూసుకోగలుగుతాము? హౌ డు వి డూ దట్, ఆర్ షుడ్ వి జస్ట్ లీవ్ దట్?
There's one thing for 100% sure, and you can never change other person. You do whatever, any practices you do, you cannot change. That person has to realize his own.
Okay.
Even I do the same thing. A lot of people comes, can you do a healing for my husband? I said, until he is ready, I cannot heal the person. You cannot do a forceful something, maybe remote healing, those techniques are there. Right. Until I'm not ready, I cannot do it. That is the first thing. The second thing is, you always have a choice what you want in your life. First you see if it is clearly solvable in your situation, solve it. Otherwise you always have a move on option.
Right.
And always you focus on what energy. See, at the end of the day, మీరు ఏదైతే ఆ టాక్సిసిటీ అన్నారో కదా, knowingly unknowingly you are the one who attracted it.
Right. Correct.
If you control, if you change internally yourself, whether that person will automatically dilute, will not have any impact in your life, or that person will change and he will become like who you want, or maybe you will move on and you create that emotion from some other person. Every possibility is there. But I will tell you, this is related to one of my I had a very toxic colleague. Anything I do, he put the word and he makes me negative. And he was the one who created so much of stress, anxiety in my office. Then I started doing the healing for him. And I list down every single emotion what he's creating whenever he do. I started saying every single pain, whatever I'm feeling. Then once I observed, this is somewhere in my own pattern. I keep attracting these kind of people again and again. Then I sat with myself. I did not even touch him. I did not even talk to him. Believe it or not, in exactly 3 months' time, I processed myself. His words, his behaviors never bothered me, because internally there is nothing. I did the healing. Whenever these emotions happens, your body holds the energy.
Yeah, right.
What I used to do, I used to think about all his emotions. There's actually a 5-step process. I used to write whatever I used to feel. Anger, frustration, all of them I used to write. And I used to burn that paper. Once the burn the paper, then I sit myself. With the closed eyes and I start observing my body. Most of the time I used to feel heaviness on my chest. Different people has a different
Yeah.
And then I just observe the pain, nothing else. Just observe the pain. Slowly, energetically that pain was releasing. Or also I did the Ho'oponopono. I focus on that pain. I'll say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. Any situations in my life which has created this kind of experience from this person, please forgive me. And then I keep giving reasons and keep healing myself. Whatever that energetically within me which is created, I keep healing. So it took almost like 3 months, multiple times of sitting with 1 hour every day with myself. Healing is a painful job. But once you heal, your life is beautiful. So I kept healing. Believe me or not, that person, even it comes to friend, nothing, no emotions. I started feeling love for him.
You get unaffected.
Unaffected.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, within 2 months, he resigned and he moved away. He's the person who wants to replace me, wants to become like me. And exactly in 2 months, he resigned, completely gone. This was the first. The second, with my boss. I had a very toxic boss. Anything you do, he's a Iraqi guy. He's very toxic. He will attack you with abusive words. And I used to feel. Then I just kept healing myself. I use some of the advanced practices, like I do something like a pineal gland meditation, which I learned. I've just working only on myself. I started working. In 5 years, we could not replace him as a boss. In 45 days, he replaced exactly what qualities I want a boss. That boss has become my boss.
Oh, nice.
I did not do anything. I took inspired actions. Whenever you are with your highest alignment and awareness with yourself, your actions automatically triggers in your mind. The universe will send you. But the biggest problem is you need to take them without even doubting yourself. I took those actions. Exactly in 45 days, he's replaced with another boss. Other boss, exactly what I want, what I was visualized, what I was came. Okay, but this will not happen without you releasing what you are carrying.
Correct.
This is the biggest problem. In a lot of people says now, scientifically, law of attraction, manifestation, all of them. Manifestation sometimes works, sometimes doesn't work. The biggest reason is people are not releasing what they are carrying. This I understood very lastly, because earlier also I used to manifest whatever I used to write, things used to happen, but after a certain point of time I used to go back. The moment the holding part is gone, there is nowhere in the memory reflect or get through the world.
బట్ అరవింద్ జనరల్ గా ఇప్పుడు మిలీనియల్స్ అంటే మనందరం వి బిలాంగ్ టు ద మిలీనియల్స్, బట్ నౌ దెర్ ఇస్ జెన్జీ, జెన్ ఆల్ఫా, ఇట్లా రకరకాల జనరేషన్స్ వస్తున్నాయి. వీళ్ళందరికీ ఒక క్లారిటీ లేదు రిలేషన్షిప్స్ మీద. అంటే విత్ రిగార్డ్స్ టు పేరెంట్స్ అవ్వచ్చు, ఫ్రెండ్స్ అవ్వచ్చు, సిబ్లింగ్స్ అవ్వచ్చు, స్పౌసెస్ అవ్వచ్చు, గర్ల్ ఫ్రెండ్ బాయ్ ఫ్రెండ్ అవ్వచ్చు. హౌ క్విక్లీ దే ఫాల్ ఇన్ అ రిలేషన్, దే కమ్ అవుట్ ఆఫ్ ఇట్, దే కమ్ అవుట్ ఆఫ్ ఇట్. Innumerous breakups, innumerous heartbreaks, and they're dealing with it in a day-to-day life. ఈ 15-16 ఏళ్ల పిల్లలు కూడా మీ దగ్గరకు వస్తుండొచ్చు. వాళ్ళకున్న ఏకైక సమస్య ఇదే అయి ఉండొచ్చు. ఇట్స్ ఆల్ అబౌట్ హార్ట్ బ్రేక్స్.
100%.
ఒక మిలీనియల్ జనరేషన్ లో ఉన్న మనము, మనకు మన తల్లిదండ్రులు ఇచ్చిన ఒక కల్చరల్లీ స్ట్రాంగ్ గా మనల్ని పెంచి మనల్ని మీరు ఒకళ్ళని ఇష్టపడండి, వాళ్ళని పెళ్లి చేసుకోండి, వాళ్ళతో ఉండండి, ఇట్లా కొన్ని వీవర్ లైక్ ఒక బాక్స్ లో పెట్టి మనల్ని పెంచారు. అండ్ వీ ఫాలోడ్ ఇట్ బ్లైండ్లీ. Good or bad, we followed. But ఇప్పుడు జనరేషన్ అట్లా కాదు. They are exposed to so many things in the exterior world, social media, and for them relationships అంటే వాళ్ళకి ఏంటో కూడా క్లారిటీ లేదు. There's so much of confusion. They think it is okay. It is okay to fall in a relation, come out of it. Come out of it. We have multiple relationships, parallel connections. ఇవన్నీ జరుగుతున్నాయి. How do they manage? How do they come out of it?
I think until we don't find the root cause of it, we will never be able to fix this problem. Prema. The biggest root cause for this is they are deeply, as I told you, the first thing, right? The parents are disconnected and they're not getting whatever, why the person goes outside.
They don't get that love at home.
Inside, exactly.
But how can it happen with everybody?
How can it happen?
అందరి కిడ్స్ తో ఇప్పుడు జెన్జీలో ఉన్న అన్ని 80% కిడ్స్ తో ఇలా ఎలా జరుగుతుంది?
Because that itself has an answer, Prema garu. So tell me, how many of your parents has a time to speak to their kids with an open heart every day?
Yeah.
So mana time lo at least parents interaction ane undi. There is no social media, there is no this much of vast knowledge. People doesn't even know what is good and bad. Right now they at least used to earlier your reach is only to your village.
Correct.
Whatever village happens, that is the only knowledge you have. But right now, sitting in village, what happens in America, you are able to see.
Yes.
And you are able to see good, bad, right, wrong.
Correct.
And these kids are not trained what to process, what not to process. The lack is there, not in the kids, these Gen Z kids. The parents who are grown up, because they also did not got the knowledge.
Right.
Then the biggest problem is a knowledge lack and the deep disconnection within the family's bonding and deep inavailability when that kid really needs. Because parents itself already going that all this traumatic experience, how would they will be able to help?
Yeah.
So that is the whole reason this whole Superfit family, I strongly believe if family as a whole changes, that is a true revolution we can bring in the world. If as a wife and husband, if he can heal all his emotions, live that balanced growth life, this is the biggest solution. Because anything we do outside, it is external.
Yeah, right.
The source is at home.
Correct.
So I will not go seek a love outside when I'm truly getting it inside.
Right.
I will not hide something outside when you are not transparent with your kid. Every single thing what I'm getting with my mom and dad, I'm reflecting in my life. And I truly believe every parent is a role model for their kids. They are modeling you. If you truly want to change your kid, first change yourself.
ఇప్పుడు మన జనరేషన్ కి ప్రీవియస్ జనరేషన్ ఉందండి, మన అమ్మ నాన్నలు, మన అమ్మమ్మ తాతయ్యలు, వాళ్ళు ఎలా అండి అంత ఇవాల్వ్డ్గా ఉన్నారు వాళ్ళు? హౌ ఇస్ ఇట్ దట్ దే వర్ ఏబుల్ టు మేనేజ్ ద రిలేషన్షిప్ సో వెల్ అండ్ దే స్టక్ టు ద స్పౌజెస్ అండ్ దే ఆర్ కంప్లీట్లీ డివోటెడ్, దే ఆర్ ఫెయిత్ఫుల్, దే ఆర్ లాయల్. వాళ్ళకి ఎన్ని సమస్యలు, ఎన్ని ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఉన్నా దే బోత్ వెర్ టుగెదర్ టిల్ మై పేరెంట్స్ జనరేషన్. మన జనరేషన్కి వచ్చేసరికి లాట్ ఆఫ్ కన్ఫ్యూజన్స్, కాన్ఫ్లిక్ట్స్. ఇక నెక్స్ట్ జనరేషన్ అయితే ఇట్స్ గాన్ కేస్. సో వాట్ యు సే అబౌట్ దట్? అంటే వాళ్ళు అలా ఎలా వాళ్ళు కాపాడుకోగలిగారు వాళ్ళ రిలేషన్షిప్స్?
సో దేర్ ఇస్ వన్ థింగ్ అండి, దే హ్యాడ్ లెస్ డిస్ట్రాక్షన్స్. బికాస్ రైట్ నౌ ఇఫ్ ఐ గెట్ ఫైట్ విత్ యూ, I have a Instagram, I have a YouTube, I have a lot of distractions right now. But that time, whether you have something or not, you have only your husband to talk.
You have to again go and tell that
Going
person.
to tell about it to him, and you will able to reflect yourself, is knowingly, unknowingly, whether he did or not. You will be grateful for why he's there in your life. But that thing right now is missing because you have a lot of distractions. If I don't get, I'll go and find. And a lot of people are showing that, that one, right now, whatever social media, I have 30 seconds, which is giving you a dopamine hit, which is making you some emotionally feel something, and you are comfortable with it. You are not ready to process it, or you're not able to address it. And also, when we are childhood, at least we used to sit together. There is a family bonding. When the festivals is there, we used to celebrate together. Even something is there. When I sit with you and laugh together, can I forgive yourself?
Right.
Because that family bonding was there previously. But right now, we have so much grown, but physically we are disconnected to the core level. And even I felt this. I'm married, I was deeply disconnected with my wife or anything, until and unless I understood that, this is my responsibility to give the time to my kids and my family members. Tomorrow when it grows, my wife always used to say, you're only focusing on a business, you're not giving enough time to us. Even if I give a time, you will be on the phone all the time, and you thinking that physical availability is not the time giving.
Yeah.
Your undivided attention to them, listening to them, answering to them is 100% give. Tell me how many of you are actually giving within your family members.
Correct.
And you don't even know kid how he perceives it. Whatever perceives it becomes a trauma in his life. Rest of his life he is going to suffer. The problem is who? Is you. So this is the biggest problem. The problem is we don't have enough time to take care of ourselves.
Right.
That is also coming, if you actually deeply see, something as a kid you did not got, that's why you want to prove in your life. Or somebody said that when you achieve this much, then only you are fulfilled, you are satisfied. That's why you are running behind in a rat race or in a unended race. And by the end the race comes, you will say, oh my God, I wasted my whole 30 years, 40 years, 50 years of life.
మరి ఇలాంటి వాళ్ళకి మీరు ఏం చెప్తారు అరవింద్? అంటే ఇలా ఒక రిలేషన్షిప్స్ కాన్ఫ్లిక్ట్లో ఇరుక్కుపోయి అసలు ఎటు పోవాలో తెలియన ఒక గమ్యం ఏంటి, ఒక దారి ఏంటి, అసలు ఏం చేస్తే మనం సెట్ చేసుకోగలుగుతాం మన రిలేషన్షిప్స్ని అనుకునే వాళ్ళకి మీరు ఏం చెప్తారు? వాట్ ఇస్ ద సొల్యూషన్?
There are 2 points, and one is from the parent side, one is from the kid, actually the kids who are going through. The people who are going through, the first thing is connect with your source.
Okay.
Resolve all the unhealed conflicts with your parents and make the reconnection with them. That will at least create whatever you are experiencing in your thing. The second thing is connect with yourself and then learn the relationship skills from a one mentor who's teaching you. Because 90% of the problem comes because you don't know how a person behaves, a man behaves, woman behaves, and how your emotions are actually creating thing. Focus on yourself. Don't try to involve other people in your relationship, because that makes you more, because 5, 6 people of things are coming. And if you're not happy with one partner, and if you keep attracting the same kind of a behaviors, as I told you, unhealed wounds will repeat in your life again and again. This is the same thing happening. They're not unhappy with the partner, they're unhappy with the emotion what that partner is showing you. She is not getting the emotions what she wants to feel in that relationship. And the problem is not in that person. Problem is within you, you're not feeling that.
Yeah.
And you're trying to find 1, 2, 3, 4. And then finally you come, why I'm not feeling anything like this? Where is the problem? 4 people, you're feeling the same thing. Problem is in the people or with you?
With you.
This is what is the realization.
బట్ ఇప్పుడు మీరు అన్నట్టు మనలో మన ప్రాబ్లమ్ని మనం ఐడెంటిఫై చేసుకొని మనం సాల్వ్ చేసుకొని ప్రయత్నించవచ్చు కొంచెం కొంతవరకు. బట్ మీరు అన్నారు చూడండి, తల్లిదండ్రులతో కనెక్ట్ అయ్యి వాళ్ళ దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళి వాళ్ళతో కూర్చొని మాట్లాడే వాళ్ళకి సారీ చెప్ప. మనిషిలో ఒక ఈగో అనేది ఉందండి. ఆ ఈగో, దే వోంట్ అలవ్ టు సిట్ ఇన్ ఫ్రంట్ ఆఫ్ యువర్ పేరెంట్స్ ఆల్సో అండ్ టెల్ దెమ్ ఐఎమ్ సారీ, ఐ అడ్మిట్ మై మిస్టేక్. నోబడీ వాంట్స్ టు డూ దట్.
ఫర్గెట్ అబౌట్ అవర్ పేరెంట్స్ అండి. మనకు మనం చెప్పుకునే దానికి కూడా మన దగ్గర లేదు.
ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ. సో హౌ డు యూ క్రాక్ దట్? హౌ డు యూ ఆ ఈగోని ఎట్లా?
So that is what I do magic in my daily healing sessions. Once you come, you are fully committed. I will prepare you that you have something. See, when person knows why this is happening, then he will definitely do. If he doesn't know why it is impact, the problem is when I know this hurt is happening because I'm sitting in a certain position. Will I sit in that same position?
Yeah.
Someone has given you a solution.
Correct.
This pain will go when you do the something. So that is why when you ask from a mentor, when you process it in a certain environment, so tell me, when you go to a temple, you will not be angry at all, even someone is hurting you. Why?
Yes. Correct.
there is an environment set up. The same thing happens when you go to the mentor. He has certain environment, he will prepare you for that, and he will identify your problem. He will show you exactly why these problems are happening. This is the root cause. When your eye opens up, then there is no, then again it is your choice.
Yeah.
You want to continue that life, or you want to take action to fix this. If even after knowing if you're not fixing this, then we will say is the highest hypocrisy, and he will either today, tomorrow, after 10 years, you're going to realize, because there is no other fix for it. So this is what has happened in my own life as well.
బట్ మీ దగ్గరికి వచ్చే వాళ్ళలో ఎంతమంది రిలేషన్షిప్స్ ఇష్యూ మీద హీలింగ్ కోసం వస్తారు? ఎంత పర్సెంటేజ్?
70%. I've started only 2 months. I've been totally bound, I feel every session is a tears of joy. I'm able to help, I'm able to listen to them. Tears of joy. Maximum people are relationship problem. Either they have a problem with a partner, they are divorced, they are single moms, they are the people who has a breakups, and at the end of the day, problem is nothing. They are just self-sabotaging themselves. They are not connected deeply with themselves. They are not deeply even connected with their parents.
అండ్ మీ సెషన్స్ ద్వారా, మీ హీలింగ్ సెషన్స్ ద్వారా సొల్యూషన్స్ వచ్చాయా వాళ్ళకి?
100%. And I'll tell you with one small example. There is one of the lady, so one of the girl, she had close friend, almost from 7 years the conflict was going. I do one of the release technique in my relationships. Exactly after doing the activity, and within the day, 24 hours, they both became friends again. She did not even said anything. During the energetically, we did the sorry to that person. I do something like the hurt release technique. We did energetically, because energy wise you can feel. Tell me how many times you felt your mom in some situations.
Yeah.
You always see, maybe my mom is thinking about me, because energetically you can exchange anything. Most of the times we send the negative energy and we expect the positive energy. When you heal,
సో మనం ఉన్న చోట మనం కూర్చొని ఎనర్జీ ద్వారా మనం పాజిటివ్ ఎనర్జీ థింక్ చేసి పంపిస్తే
100%
అక్కడ ఎఫెక్ట్ అవుతుంది.
టెల్ మీ, ఇప్పుడు మనం ఇక్కడ రిమోట్ ని మారుస్తున్నాం, ఛానల్ ఎట్లా మారుతున్నాం,
రైట్?
మనం ఇప్పుడు ఫోన్ ఎట్లా మాట్లాడుకుంటున్నాం మనం? ఎక్కడ అసలు ఒక 20 years బ్యాక్ దుబాయ్లో నుంచి నేను ఫోన్ చేసి ఇక్కడ మాట్లాడచ్చు అంటే నవ్వేవాళ్ళం. ఇట్ ఈస్ హౌ ఇట్ ఈస్ పాసిబుల్. ఎవ్రీథింగ్ ఈస్ ఎనర్జీ ఇన్ దిస్ వరల్డ్. ఎవ్రీథింగ్ ఈస్ అ ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ ఇన్ దిస్ వరల్డ్. If you tune in one frequency, you will always get the same frequency back. The biggest problem is we are not realizing our life is made out of that. In every single area. మీరు మనం పాడ్కాస్ట్ లో అప్పటి నుంచి చూస్తే the only one solution you should have found is everything is within me.
Yes,
the energy is within me. The blocks is within me. The how I'm vibrating is what getting attracted. But people wants a different solution.
Okay.
Actually, if you see deep within why our parents and parents was there, they are deeply connected with the nature. Even nature gives the same thing. Why should I have to get up in the certain day morning? Why should I have to go to morning sun? Why should I have to take a fresh air? Why should I have to eat certain kind of a food? Everything was energy that time.
Correct.
And there is no distractions, there is no negative propaganda. This much right now, 24/7 we have availability of negative news. Tell me how many of you are propaganding the positive news in even take any media channel, any paper, any social media. What is becoming viral?
Only negative.
Because people wants to feel what they want to feel. The problem is not that. They're enjoying because someone is making them happy what they're internally feeling. And they see why my life is like this.
Correct. ఒక డే టు డే లైఫ్లో పొద్దు నుంచి రాత్రి వరకు అందరితో మన రిలేషన్స్ మంచిగా ఉండాలి, ప్రశాంతంగా ఉండాలి, ఏ కాన్ఫ్లిక్ట్, బికాస్ అవి పర్ఫెక్ట్గా ఉంటే మిగతావన్నీ మనం సెట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు ఏదో రకంగా. ఎట్లా అండి? వాట్ యూ గివ్ మీ వన్ టిప్, గివ్ ఎవ్రీబడి అ టిప్ వేర్ ఇన్ you can keep your relationships sane without any issues.
Yes. One thing what you can do is have a ritual where you can reconnect with yourself on a daily basis, physically, mentally, emotionally, and every single aspect of your life. When you are happy with yourself, when you prioritize yourself, automatically that energy creates within you.
Okay.
That is the first step. So either you can do with communities where people are already doing a healing club, or the people can join the healing club which we do. By the way, I have started a world's largest healing club.
Healing club.
Every day 20 minutes you heal together.
ఏ టైం ఉంటుంది
అది? ఈవినింగ్ ఇండియన్ టైం వచ్చి 9 to 9:15 స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది, up to 10 o'clock వరకు వెళ్తుంది. Depends on healing. In that, what we do is the basic emotional healing we do. All the emotions we attract in a day from different sources, we heal. The second part would be health, relationships, career and money. Specific things what we are attracting, we heal.
Nice.
It is something like you're cleaning your house every day.
Correct. So this happens every day in the evening.
Every day
9 to 10
before going
మధ్యలో.
to sleep. Why before
Good.
going to the sleep?
Yeah, you'll sleep with a very
Yeah, the
మంచి ప్రశాంతమైన
90%
మనసుతో.
of the reality happening because you're going with the lack, you're going with the fight, you're going with... That is the reason your sleep is getting disturbed.
Yeah,
That is indirectly creating health problems. It is manifesting whatever you're processing. That's why we do the healing club.
Okay.
This is the first thing. The second thing is, any hurt you're holding, you think that the more you curse other person, whether he will not get, you don't get it, but the one person who impacts their whole life is you. You know that any hurt is useless.
Yeah.
The problem is, I'm holding say 10 kg dumbbell. How much time I can hold?
Right.
One day?
Right.
Not possible. 5 minutes maximum. After that, you feel pain.
Right.
But then why are you carrying 10 years, 15 years, 20 years of hurt happened once? And
Just
you always had a choice to leave it.
Yeah.
And you don't want to leave it. And then you complain every single person in your world. Your parents, you complain. You some areas you complain the government. You complain your job. You complain your kids. You complain your wife or a husband. You always have a choice. When you take a control of yourself, that is what I said in the starting of our conversation, right? When you take 100% responsibility of what's happening in your life, when you accept everything as a blessing, and when you respect yourself however you are, there is nothing can bother you, because energetically you are in the higher than anyone else. So there is one more beautiful example, right? When you are with the negative persons, you are there. But when you be in that environment, you start automatically gaining that energy.
Yeah.
So I think maybe on a Bongaram, there is one example I saw in the Instagram. It was completely stopped. When you have 4 people around you who are running, automatically you start running. So that is why beauty of this is, be with the environment where positive people are there. Be with the environment where you are ready to work on yourself, because that's why these masterminds, these inner circles helps you a lot, because this is what the biggest investment in my life. I don't solve. There is always one of the things which I learned from my mentor: don't solve the problems, evolve as a person.
Yeah.
When you evolve as a person, people cannot reach you, or you're creating that boundary within you that no one can impact you.
Very true.
But the problem with most of us is, you want to keep solving the problem, but internally the root is still there, and that keep attracting more and more problems. And during this phase, some of the things can happen, and where you are completely broken. So this is the biggest problem. Once you do that, resolve the conflict. Tell me what can happen. Okay, he made you wrong, he made you hurt, but what's for it? So what? Even you yourself who are not happy with yourself. Tell me how honestly you are happy with yourself 100%. But are you not living? The conflict,
so sit
what you
across
have.
And talk it out. And
yes,
communicate.
Exactly. Either take the help. And biggest mistake what I did with myself, I always feel when people are coming for the 17 years, I will be surprised, the realization happened how much young age. For me, it took 37 years to realize. For that people, they have started investing on themselves at this age.
That's very good.
And some people maybe realization have 60 years. Why to wait 60 years when you know that this is the only solution you have?
Right.
And some people, even after our discussion, they will not align with us.
Correct.
But still they will realize one point of a time. Everyone gets that
every time వాళ్ళకి రావాలి.
అవును, ఎవరి టైం వాళ్ళకి రావాలి. మనం స్పోర్ట్స్ ఛానల్ పెడితే స్పోర్ట్స్ ఛానలే వస్తుంది, న్యూస్ ఛానల్ పెడితే న్యూస్ ఛానలే వస్తుంది. కానీ పీపుల్ ఆ పెట్టే ఎఫర్ట్ ఉంటుంది కదా, అది కూడా బెటర్. నేను థింక్ చేస్తాను, ఆటోమేటిక్గా ఛానల్ మారిపోతుంది. దిస్ ఇస్ వేర్ ద బిగ్గెస్ట్ ప్రాబ్లమ్. దిస్ హోల్ వరల్డ్ ఇస్ purely energy. What I give, I get. When your feelings, when your thinking, when your belief system matches, when you take inspired action, you can attract anything and everything in your life. People are only doing these 3 things, or maybe one of the things, and they say, okay, manifestation is a magic, will automatically happen. Magic happens when you take action. Manifestation, you are doing it, is you need to make sure to see there is no negative energy in that whole process. 6 months లో నాకు జాబ్ వస్తుందా, మనం కంపల్షన్ చేస్తున్నాం అక్కడ, మేనిఫెస్టేషన్ చేయట్లేదు. Who is earning 10,000 rupees a month, he put a goal of 1 crore rupees. 10,000 rupees నుంచి 1 crore goal పెట్టేది. నీ హార్ట్ చెప్తుంది, అరే ఎట్లా పాసిబుల్, నువ్వు ఎప్పుడు చేయలేదు, నీకు ఎట్లా తెలుసు. ఆస్కింగ్ is a mind part, receiving is a heart part. When these 2 things doesn't align, you will not be able to do it. 2 beautiful times where your manifestation power is going to be the maximum is immediately you get up and before you go to sleep.
ఏం చేయాలి ఆ 2 టైమ్స్?
ఆ 2 టైంలో టాక్ మోర్ పాజిటివ్ అబౌట్ యువర్ సెల్ఫ్.